Ladies and gentlemen, Prince George of Whitehall. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased as always to have you here. This small banquet was prepared by my father, the king, for his gratitude towards your support to the crown. Please, by all means, enjoy to your heart's content and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Excuse me. You've been called by the prince. You should kindly come with me.
Ah, yes, Lilac. You look great, for once. Sorry, the cat got my tongue there a bit. I admire your choice in clothing, but I'm sure I could have picked some better choices for you. After all, I do have all of the kingdom's best tailors working under my whim. So, how have you been? I apologize for calling you out. I have some things I have to get off my chest. I hope you don't mind. Oh, no, I'm quite alright. I'm not sure, however, if I am overreacting. I've been anxious the whole day, and after all these, maybe the last times we see each other. But, yes, well, with your present background, I doubted you'd be able to keep up with the royalty, especially with the Prince of the Kingdom, also known as me. You managed. I'm quite impressed. It's a bit surreal, isn't it? That things are moving so fast, and now it's almost as if it was yesterday that we met. No, I'm fine. I'm not sad, just nostalgic, I suppose. Oh, come on, don't roll your eyes. You know it's true. I have feelings too, you know. I may be a prince, but I'm also in touch with my emotions. However, in order for me to be able to get these things off my chest, I need a breath of fresh air. I've been in my quarters for almost an entire day being made to fit suits, so I feel quite suffocated, if you will, both literally and metaphorically. And the banquet isn't just for someone who has thoughts racing through his head, you know? So, would you mind joining me for a walk out in the garden? Believe me, your company is much appreciated. The nighttime is nice, isn't it? Clear skies and bright stars scattered across the sky. It gives one a sense of peace. Oh, right. The matter that I have to tell you. Well, you see, my father was close to yours due to your father being the supplier of the kingdom's weaponry. He's a good blacksmith, your father. As for mine, because I'll be following his legacy, I can only wish to be as good as him when that time comes. But, when you and I were introduced to each other, I admit I was quite posh, more sophisticated, and you were, well, you. Our personalities were polar opposites. We didn't know how to get along at first. I knew how to forge weapons. I just didn't have the strength that I have now before. What? My face isn't turning red. Yours is. I swear, that's another thing. You keep teasing me. What? Flustered? I'll have you know I never get flustered. Everyone knows a real gentleman does not ever get flustered. My face is not turning red like a tomato. Hush. Going back. Despite you being the same age as me back then, you are much more outgoing than I was. I lived a castle life, practicing the violin, learning languages, reading books, meeting with other royalties, and so forth. You, on the other hand, led me into the outside world, introduced me to it. We went beyond the garden wall and saw what was really out there. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you would try to have me killed. From messing about with the knight's weaponries to wandering into the forest and almost provoking a wild boar, I'm quite surprised we managed to get out of those situations alive. What? I have my moments. Sorry, my obnoxious moments? Oh, ha ha, real funny. I am not being obnoxious when I do that. Just because I prefer my tea with awfully specific measurements to suit my princely palate does not make me obnoxious. It just makes me precise. As a prince should, may I remind you. Quite frankly, you've taught me quite a lot. The castle life is secure and lavish, whilst on the outskirts of the kingdom, people are struggling. Sadly, my father inherited the problems of the kingdom. We aren't a perfect family by all means. There is no excuse for the ignorance of the people in higher power towards the struggles of the common folk. There can only be change. My father is doing the best he can. However, his age is slowly taking a toll on him. It will only be a matter of time before he abdicates the throne, and then I take over. My father had passed laws and decrees that were a complete contrast to my grandfather. My grandfather was not well liked. Maybe because of his near-tyrannical rule and iron fist. Whilst my father was beloved by most, but, understandably, not all. They were both far from perfect, and so am I. I don't feel like I have the capabilities needed in order to rule the kingdom. At least, not quite yet. Thanks. I appreciate your confidence in me. Honestly, you're part of the reason why I'm the person I am now. You haven't just taught me quite a lot from the practical to the philosophical. You also made me feel quite a lot of emotions. An example of those feelings would be, how do I say, annoyance. Oh, the way your face dropped was amazing. Anyways, alright. Let me be serious and get to the point. I have not usually let my guard down, nor have I let myself be vulnerable towards someone. I believe that vulnerability leads only to a world of hurt when you trust the wrong people. However, you seem quite trustworthy. I know you're trustworthy. So, for a couple of minutes, I'll be completely out of character and speak from the heart. Do you know why I was in my room all day, fitting suits, and why I said that these might be the last days we'll talk, or even see each other? It was in preparation for my engagement to the partner I'll choose amongst the different hallowed kingdoms we have. Soon, I will be choosing the partner I'll have for life. The partner that I will have by my side as I rule the kingdom. Someone loyal, faithful, someone who has the smarts when it comes to diplomacy and knows their people well. When I do that, I fear you and I will not be able to engage in the activities that we share and enjoy together. We might not even be able to talk much due to my responsibilities as the head of the kingdom. And I'm not quite sure why, but just the mere thought of that makes me scared. Don't get me wrong, I'm in no rush at all. Not to rule the kingdom, at least. Not even to find a partner. For now, I just know that you, having been a friend of mine from my childhood and my confidant up until today, you've made quite a mark in my life. As for my partner, well, I'm thinking. See, traditionally, the partner to the king is usually subservient. The king is seen as someone bestowed with a mandate by God to lead the people into prosperity. However, I don't think that the king need work alone. I believe that with a partner who is capable of leading just as much as the king is, and is aware of the social and economic issues that we have, the kingdom will not only prosper today, but for the tomorrows to come. Sir, Lilac, I ask you, may I take your hand as my partner?